And my whole life changed on a Tuesday morning in February 2008 outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And the whole story is very simple. The night before, I was drunk on bourbon, and I was giving myself a pep talk. Mm-hmm. Mel, tomorrow it's got to be the new you, bitch. Like, you got to wake up. You got to be nice to your husband. You got to find a fucking job. You got to call your parents and explain what's going on. You got to let your friends know. You have to start, like, taking care of your body. You can't eat crap. And by God, woman, when that alarm rings, you can't lay there in bed and stare at the ceiling and just marinate in your problems. Mm. And then all of a sudden, this rocket ship blasted across the television screen, and it was probably the bourbon. But I was like, that's it. It's a sign from God. That's it. I hear you, God. Tomorrow when the alarm rings, don't lay there, Mel. Launch yourself out of bed like a rocket. So that Tuesday morning, the alarm goes off. And this is where our work and research intersects, yours and mine. I first saw it that Tuesday morning. There is an unmistakable 5-second window of hesitation. It's a habit that everybody has. It is this moment between thinking about what you need to do and doing it. Mm. And psychologists, as you know, call this the difference between a bias towards thinking and a bias towards action. Mm-hmm. And there's all kinds of research about what happens between somebody's life who has a bias towards thinking. You know, you ponder, you overthink, you talk yourself out of things, you procrastinate, you get in these worry loops. And somebody who has a bias toward taking action, mm-hmm. not overthinking the little things. And so that morning, the alarm goes off, and I immediately remembered this idea that I should launch myself out of bed. And then I started thinking about it instead of doing it. And in that moment of hesitation where I started thinking about it, all of the emotion and feeling gets triggered, right? That's where you feel, I don't want to. Mm-hmm. What good is this going to do? Mm-hmm. It's dark. It's cold. It's February. It's Boston. You're $800,000 in debt. Why the hell would you want to get out of bed? Mm. And I started reaching for the snooze button because if you think about something for more than 5 seconds, you go from consciously using the part of your brain to slipping into your subconscious and your habit loops. Mm-hmm. And that's where all the procrastination, all the stress, all of the habits and patterns that you have, whether they're thinking patterns or they are behavior patterns, that's where all of that self-sabotaging behavior is encoded in your brain and runs on autopilot, and it takes over in less than 5 seconds. I started using it every morning to just get out of bed. And then I made myself a promise that I would use this countdown technique anytime I knew what I could or should do but didn't feel like doing it.